Type 2 diabetes often begins silently, long before symptoms appear, especially in men over 50. Insulin resistance does not happen overnight, it builds gradually as cells slowly stop responding to insulin signals. Hidden daily habits may be raising your blood sugar without you even realizing it. Chronic inflammation stored in abdominal fat quietly interferes with healthy glucose control. Poor sleep increases cortisol levels, and elevated cortisol directly raises blood sugar overnight. Processed foods contain hidden sugars that rapidly convert into glucose inside your bloodstream. Environmental pollutants can increase oxidative stress, silently worsening insulin resistance. Excess caffeine may stimulate stress hormones, leading to unexpected glucose spikes. Long hours of sitting reduce muscle glucose uptake, allowing sugar to remain in circulation. Your liver can release stored glucose during the night, even when you have not eaten. An imbalanced gut microbiome can negatively influence insulin sensitivity and metabolic health. Chronic stress continuously signals your body to release more glucose for survival. High sodium and ultra-processed meals may indirectly impair metabolic balance. Hormonal changes after age 50 can reduce the body's ability to regulate glucose effectively. Artificial light exposure at night disrupts circadian rhythm and affects glucose metabolism. Even natural fruit juices can overload the liver with excess fructose. Persistent high glucose damages blood vessel walls and increases inflammation. Dehydration thickens the blood and concentrates circulating glucose levels. Oxidative stress gradually weakens pancreatic beta cells responsible for insulin production. When multiple hidden triggers combine, blood sugar may rise even without obvious warning signs. Low-grade chronic inflammation keeps your metabolism in a constant state of internal stress. Hidden trans fats can alter cell membranes, making insulin signaling less effective. Regular alcohol intake may quietly disrupt the liver's ability to balance blood sugar. Prolonged sitting slows muscular glucose absorption, especially in men over 50. Chronic stress overstimulates the adrenal glands, increasing cortisol-driven glucose release. Over time, pancreatic beta cells can become fatigued from constant demand. Refined carbohydrates break down quickly, causing rapid and repeated glucose spikes. Insulin resistance in muscle tissue prevents glucose from entering cells efficiently. Artificial sweeteners may influence gut bacteria in ways that affect metabolic stability. Disrupted sleep schedules can misalign your internal clock and elevate nighttime glucose. Visceral fat surrounding internal organs releases inflammatory signals that worsen insulin resistance. Elevated blood pressure increases vascular stress and metabolic strain. Free radicals can damage insulin-producing cells and reduce their efficiency. Loss of muscle mass with aging lowers your body's natural glucose storage capacity. Seemingly healthy foods may contain hidden sugars that steadily increase daily intake. Inadequate hydration can reduce kidney efficiency and affect glucose balance. Fat accumulation in the liver increases glucose production even when it is not needed. Stress activates the sympathetic nervous system, preparing the body to release more sugar. Food preservatives and additives may subtly interfere with metabolic enzymes. When these triggers overlap, their combined impact on blood sugar becomes significantly stronger. Even mild dehydration can quietly reduce your cell's ability to transport glucose efficiently. Late-night snacking may trigger unexpected blood sugar spikes while your body should be resting. When insulin signaling pathways weaken, glucose remains circulating longer than it should. Subtle thyroid imbalances can slow metabolism and contribute to rising glucose levels. Hidden sugars in condiments and dressings often add more glucose than expected. Chronic psychological stress disrupts the brain hormone connection that regulates blood sugar. Aging arteries lose flexibility, increasing metabolic pressure throughout the body. Inactive muscles gradually lose their ability to absorb glucose effectively. High fructose ingredients can overload the liver and increase fat production. Persistent inflammatory markers in the blood worsen insulin resistance over time. Continuous glucose exposure can exhaust pancreatic beta cells. Environmental toxins may interfere with enzymes responsible for metabolic balance. After age 50, metabolic rate naturally slows, making glucose control more challenging. Excess glucose binds to proteins, forming harmful compounds that stiffen tissues. Poor post-meal glucose clearance increases overall daily blood sugar exposure. Kidneys under high glucose strain may gradually lose filtration efficiency. Abdominal fat releases hormones that further impair insulin response. High glycemic foods create sharp spikes that stress the pancreas repeatedly. Oxidative stress damages mitochondria, reducing cellular energy production. When silent triggers accumulate, long-term metabolic imbalance becomes more likely. Chronic elevated cortisol keeps your liver releasing glucose even when it's not needed. Aging cells often have fewer insulin receptors, slowing glucose absorption. Fatty infiltration in the pancreas quietly compresses beta cells, reducing insulin output. Persistent high blood sugar gradually damages and inflames your blood vessel walls. Circadian misalignment can disrupt hormone balance, leading to higher nighttime glucose. When insulin cannot bind effectively to its receptor, glucose remains in the bloodstream. Elevated triglycerides circulate in the blood, worsening insulin resistance. Advanced glycation compounds stiffen tissues and reduce overall metabolic flexibility. During stress, the liver produces glucose rapidly, increasing blood sugar unpredictably. Low mineral levels, like magnesium, can subtly impair insulin signaling. Chronic inflammation in skeletal muscle interferes with glucose transport. Kidneys under constant glucose stress must work harder to filter the blood. Frequent refined sugar intake reduces your body's ability to switch between fuel sources. Oxidative stress disrupts mitochondria, lowering cellular energy and efficiency. Visceral fat continually releases inflammatory signals that target the pancreas and liver. Dehydration concentrates glucose in the blood, silently raising levels. Beta cells may secrete insulin irregularly after years of high demand. Excess sodium narrows blood vessels, indirectly affecting glucose metabolism. Plaque formation in arteries slows microcirculation and stresses the metabolic system. Multiple hidden triggers can combine, quietly accelerating glucose elevation and complications. Chronic high blood sugar gradually thickens blood vessel walls, reducing flexibility. Tiny blood vessels in the retina are damaged silently, increasing risk of vision problems. Peripheral nerves deteriorate over time due to prolonged glucose exposure. The heart struggles with energy efficiency when insulin resistance persists. Silent kidney microdamage occurs long before noticeable symptoms appear. Low-grade systemic inflammation continues circulating, subtly impairing metabolism. The liver becomes increasingly resistant to insulin, producing excess glucose unnecessarily. Endothelial dysfunction reduces nitric oxide, limiting blood vessel dilation. Advanced glycation stiffens proteins in tissues, contributing to long-term complications. Pancreatic beta cells slowly lose resilience, weakening insulin secretion over time. Visceral fat accumulates quietly, sending inflammatory signals to key metabolic organs. Oxidative stress gradually overwhelms cellular defenses, silently damaging tissues. Arterial plaque thickens under consistent high glucose exposure, narrowing vessels. Blood sugar fluctuations become more pronounced, stressing your metabolic system. Insulin signaling in muscles slows, preventing efficient glucose absorption. Metabolic syndrome components may form simultaneously, amplifying hidden risks. Chronic stress keeps the sympathetic nervous system activated, raising glucose continually. Microvascular narrowing slows circulation, subtly affecting nutrient and glucose delivery. Over time, multiple organs experience cumulative damage from elevated blood sugar. Recognizing these hidden triggers early allows you to regain control and prevent complications. Lifestyle adjustments can improve insulin sensitivity and help glucose enter cells efficiently. Reducing inflammation lowers circulating cytokines, supporting better metabolic health. With consistent care, pancreatic beta cells can regain steadier insulin secretion rhythms. The liver can gradually reduce excess glucose production when stress and diet are managed. Active muscles increase glucose uptake, lowering blood sugar naturally. Endothelial repair improves vessel flexibility and blood flow throughout the body. Abdominal fat reduction decreases inflammatory signals to the pancreas and liver. Aligning circadian rhythms stabilizes hormone levels, preventing nighttime glucose spikes. Healthy mitochondria restore energy production, supporting metabolic balance. Kidneys regain filtration efficiency, maintaining healthy glucose levels in the blood. Continuous glucose monitoring can help maintain stable blood sugar ranges daily. Antioxidants neutralize oxidative stress, protecting cells and tissues from damage. Improved heart metabolism strengthens cardiac efficiency under balanced glucose supply. A rebalanced gut microbiome supports better insulin sensitivity and digestion. Restored insulin signaling ensures glucose is absorbed effectively by the cells. Healthy arteries allow smooth blood flow, reducing metabolic strain on organs. Lower visceral fat inflammation reduces systemic metabolic stress. Beta cells regain strength, producing insulin consistently and efficiently. Integrated organ harmony keeps glucose levels balanced across pancreas, liver, heart, and kidneys. By identifying hidden triggers and taking action, control is restored and long-term complications can be prevented.